दीननरम् सुपथे परिचालय सर्वदिनं प्रणमामि च माधव देवपदम् वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्यनाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधा कान्त नमोऽस्तुते। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। अभी स्टार्ट हुआ है जस्ट। So we are going through the first canto, fourth chapter. Suta Goswami, Saunaka is asking Suta Goswami, why Srimad Bhagavat is compiled? Why is Srimad Bhagavatam written in the first place? When all the rishis, Saunaka rishis, they got together in Naimisharanya, they were all wanting to perform a big sacrifice. At that time, Suta Goswami came. These munis, they welcomed Suta Goswami, they offered him an elevated seat, and they started to sing his glories, saying that you are very, very fortunate for getting an opportunity to hear Harikatha from a person like Sukadev Goswami. Whatever you have heard from him and whatever you have experienced, we want to hear from you. This is how Srimad Bhagavat narration begins also. So, Suta Goswami was very pleased. There are 6 questions that the Saunaka rishis have put forth that are there in the second chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam, and Srimad Bhagavatam is an explanation of these 6 questions only. All these 6 questions are answered in the entire Srimad Bhagavatam. In between they are getting more questions, and it happens, right? One topic is being discussed, so in that manner, but there are 6 principal questions from where Srimad Bhagavat has expanded. So now Suta Goswami tells that I was very, very fortunate for hearing Srimad Bhagavatam from Sukadev Goswami. I was there in the assembly of Parikshit Maharaj when Sukadev Goswami was speaking. Whatever I have heard and whatever I have understood, I will speak. Then Saunaka, he says, he was very, very satisfied after hearing to this, and he says to Suta Goswami like this, you are very fortunate and you are best among all the speakers, and you got an opportunity to hear Harikatha from Sukadev Goswami, who is very dear to the Supreme Lord. Therefore, my dear Suta, I want to understand from you, or we want to understand from you, he is representing all the munis and rishis, that great scriptures and Puranas, Mahabharata, etc., Vedas, they were all compiled previously. But then why is this Srimad Bhagavatam compiled again? There are so many scriptures there. Why Srimad Bhagavatam again? And who has inspired him to write this Srimad Bhagavatam? We want to hear this from you. And the question has not ended. Suta Goswami is further inquiring that a person like Sukadev Goswami was a Mahagyani, a very knowledgeable person, and he is Brahmadarshi. He has a direct perception of the Brahman, or he has the direct realization of the Brahman, and he is free from all dualities. Dualities means, we heard on the other day that this and mine and others, or happiness, distress, cold, heat, man, women, all these dualities. He is free from all these dualities. And he was an anchorite, means he was free from, or he was indifferent to all his bodily needs also. He was not even performing his bodily needs. So, seeing this, many so-called intelligent persons or so-called knowledgeable persons, they also could not understand him. They thought him to be a madman because he is not performing activities that befits a ordinary person. A normal person does not behave like this. So, they thought that he is some abnormal or as a madman. So, even such personalities could not understand. So, that is where we stopped last. We will continue from the 5th verse. Light on kar dena. Drishtvanuya antam mriyam atmajamapya nagmam devo hriya paridadhurna sutasya chitram tadvikshya prichhati munau jagadustavanti स्त्री पुंभिदा न तु सुतस्य विविक्त दृष्टेः। पुत्र सुखदेव नग्नावस्थाय যখন প্রব্রজ্যায় গমন করিতেছিলেন তখন পশ্চাৎগামী পিতা ব্যাসদেবকে পরিহিত বসন দেখিয়াও জলক্রীড়ারত অপ্সরাগণ লজ্জায় বস্ত্র পরিধান করিয়াছিলেন। সেই আশ্চর্য ঘটনা দেখিয়া ব্যাসদেব তাহাদিগকে ইহার কারণ জিজ্ঞাসা করিলে সেই অপ্সরাগণ তাহাকে উত্তর দিয়াছিলেন যে আপনার স্ত্রী পুরুষ ভেদজ্ঞান বর্তমান, কিন্তু ভেদদৃষ্টিহীন আপনার পুত্র সুখদেবের তাহা নাই। So, Sukadev Goswami, after he took birth, immediately after that he left the house, because he got a boon that Maya will not have any power upon him. He was not willing to come out of his mother's womb. He was there for 16 years in his mother's womb. He was not willing to come out because he knows that as soon as one takes birth, Janama hoiya podi Maya jale. The moment there is birth, podi Maya jale. We are in the trap of Maya. In the mother's womb, we are praying that, my dear Lord, this is very, very troublesome. Please get me out of this place. I am not able to tolerate the troubles in the womb of my mother. Please get me out of this. And I shall, Karibo Bhajana Tava, I shall certainly perform your bhajan, my dear Lord. Please bring me out of the mother's womb. I am not able to stay here. But Janama hoilo padi Maya jale. But as soon as birth, as soon as we take birth, padi Maya jale, immediately in the trap of Maya. Why? Adarera chele, swajanera kole, everyone is, as soon as we cry, there are 100 persons who are wanting to stop us crying. We want to grab attention, right? That begins right from our birth. We want to grab the attention of everyone. If everyone is there, yes, I am very happy. Otherwise, I will somehow try to grab everyone's attention. So, when there are so many persons, Adare Rachele, Sajane Rakole, then so many persons who are giving so much love and affection to me, and if I cry, they are placing me in their lap, they are feeding, they are making me drink water, they are doing everything to stop me cry, then, Tomare Bhulinu Hari, I have forgotten you. Because when I was in trouble, I was remembering you. As soon as I am, peaceful, means when I am getting so much attention, so many persons to serve me, then forgot you. So Sukadev Goswami knows this very well. Therefore he prayed, I don't want to come out of the mother's womb, I want to stay here only. But he got a special boon that Maya cannot influence him. He will have influence as long as he will not come out of the mother's womb. That's all. But after that, he will not have any influence of Maya. So he came out of the mother's womb. He did not see from whom he came from, who is the mother, who is the father. Went away into the forest. And Vyasadev is only shouting, my dear son, ha putra, O son, O son. So Sukadev Goswami is naked. He is not wearing anything. He just came out of the mother's womb and then he is walking out. And when he was walking, nearby a pond, there are so many women, they are taking bath. They are also naked, they are taking bath in the pond. And Sukadev Goswami, who himself is naked going, the women, they did not, they did not feel shy or they did not try to cover themselves. But Vedavyasa Muni, who is an old man, who is wearing nice clothes, who has covered himself nicely, he is following Sukadev Goswami. As soon as the women who were taking bath in the pond, they saw him, they immediately tried to cover themselves with the cloths. Vedavyas asked, what is this? My son is very young. He is naked. When he is coming, you do not feel shy. I am an old man and I am wearing nice clothes and you are feeling shy. What is this? Then the women answered that your son has no discrimination of this is man and this is woman. He has no such discrimination, whereas you have it. You are discriminating between man and woman, but he is completely free from these dualities of this material world. Means here, Suta Goswami, Saunaka is telling, even a personality like Sukadev Goswami, he got attracted to the Srimad Bhagavatam. The question is why Srimad Bhagavatam is written. And he is bringing into picture Sukadev Goswami, who was a Brahmagya, completely situated in Brahman, he is speaking Srimad Bhagavatam. How is this happening? And therefore he is establishing the fact that Saunaka is trying to, substantiate his, the question by saying that he is free from all the dualities. So, Kintu Bheda Drishtihino Apnar Putra Sukadever Tahanai. Your son has no such discrimination that he is a man, here is a man, here is a woman, no such discrimination in him. Shri Vishnath Chakravarti Thakur writes in the commentary, Nirvikalpatva artat bhedagyana rahitatva praman kurite chen drishtva ityadi shloke. So in this verse, how he is free from all material dualities is being established. How Sukadev Goswami is free from all material dualities, because simply he is free from all dualities. What kind of it? So he is substantiating it by saying this verse, Shri Bhagavane Sarvasva Samarpan Purvak Pravrajyai Gamankari Nijaputra Sukadever Paschat Gamankari Rishi Vedavyas के अनग्न देखियाओ देवी अप्सरागण जलक्रीड़ा होते उत्थित होइया लज्जाय निज निज वसन परिधान करियाछिलेन এই অর্থ কিন্তু পুত্র সুকদেবের দর্শনে তাহারা জল হইতে উঠিয়া বস্ত্র পরিধান করেন নাই. So in this verse it is being said that Sukadev Goswami, who is completely fixed in the Supreme Lord, as soon as he took birth, he is walking in the forest. He left the house and walking in the forest, naked. And the Apsaras, the women who were taking bath in the pond, Even though he has no clothes, he is not wearing anything, they were not feeling shy, or nor did they, get disturbed. They were as they were. But when Vedavyasa Muni, who is wearing clothes and then he is going behind, when they saw him, they immediately took their cloths that are on the banks, they immediately took those cloths and they covered themselves. Putra Juva Aho Iha Ativa Ascharya. This is extremely astonishing. Putra Juva Tahate Abar Nagna Deher Sarvasthana Spashtarupe Lakhit Hoite Che. এই রূপ আমার পুত্রকে দেখিয়া এই যুবতী রমণীগণ লজ্জিতা হইলেন না, কিন্তু বৃদ্ধ পরিহিত বস্ত্র যেদিকে যুবতীগণ খেলা করিতেছেন সেই দিকে দৃষ্টিও নিক্ষেপ করে নাই, এমন আমাকে দেখিয়া এই রমণীগণ লজ্জিতা হইলেন। So Vedavyas doubt is that my son is young, 16 years old, and he is not wearing anything. So, seeing him also, the women, they did not get disturbed. I am old and I have worn clothes and I am not even looking at them. I am not even putting my sight on where they are, because he is running after his son. He is extremely worried for Sukadev Goswami. The purpose of bringing Sukadev Goswami into this world is to propagate Srimad Bhagavatam. Therefore, his worry is not what they are doing. His worry is where my son is going. So, he is thinking that I am not even looking at them, but yet they are feeling shy and then they are trying to cover themselves. Ataiva saral mane ihadike karan jigyasa kori. এই ভাবিয়া ব্যাসদেব তাহাদের জিজ্ঞাসা করিলে তাহারা বলিলেন. So, with a very simple heart, he inquired. It's not like complaining mood. In a very simple heart, he inquired, why are you, why my son is going, you have not done anything, why I am coming, you have done this. Very, very politely and a very, with a simple heart he asked. Then they replied, He Mahamune, এইজন স্ত্রী, এইজন পুরুষ, এইরূপ স্ত্রী পুরুষের ভেদজ্ঞান আপনার রইয়াছে, কিন্তু আপনার পুত্রের সেইরূপ কোনো ভেদজ্ঞান নাই। Here is a man, here is a woman, you have this discrimination, but your son does not have it. যদি জিজ্ঞাসা করি কি করিয়া ইহা জানলে, if Vedavyas were to ask, how do you know that I have or he has or not, how do you know? তাহার উত্তরে তাহারা বলিতেছেন, আপনার পুত্র বিবিক্ত অর্থাৎ পবিত্র দৃষ্টি সম্পন্ন, ভেদ দর্শন তাহার নাই। The reply is that your son's vision is very, very pure. His vision is very pure. আমরা যুবতীজন কলাভিজ্ঞ, স্ত্রী পুরুষের নয়ন দর্শনেই তাহাদের অন্তরের সকল তত্ত্ব জানিতে সমর্থ এই ভাব। Because we are women, we very well know what kind of look means what. By one's kind of looking at a person, we are expert in knowing with what intention that person is seeing us. So therefore nobody has to tell us. We know that your son is pure, his sight is pure. We could very clearly understand. In this manner, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur writes in the commentary. Srila Prabhupada writes, in Vivriti, Vidvat Sannyasi Akumara Vrati Shri Sukadev Aprakrit Drishti Vishishta Chilan. Srila Prabhupada is singing the glories of Sukadev Goswami, that Vidvat Sannyasi, a very knowledgeable sannyasi, he has not undergone any such rituals of sannyas. He is not holding any danda. And here Prabhupada is writing as a Vidvat sannyasi, very, very knowledgeable sannyasi. How come? Because sannyasi is an ashram, is not just a dress, is not an attire. It is from the heart. By dress I have become sannyasi, but from the heart I am a bhogi, I am an enjoyer. I cannot be called as a sannyasi. So here, it is there na in Raghunath Shiksha. What is that? Jihvara lalasai iti utidhai. What is the line before that? I'm not remembering that line. Means you are a renunciate. I get half of it, I don't get half of it, I'm troubled actually. It is when I'm troubled. It's coming, but it's not coming. So, something like sannyasi hoya iti utidhai shishnodara parayana Krishna bhakti na pai. Something, I'm not getting the exact thing. Sannyasi hoya, matlab you have become a sannyasi, renunciate. Jivvar lalasai iti utidhai. In the desire for the tongue to eat nice palatable dishes, running here and there. Sannyasi hoya, you have presented yourself as a sannyasi, but you are desirous of eating nice food. Shishnodara parayana Krishna bhakti Krishna nahi pai. Shishnodara parayana, such person is a slave of Shishna and Udara, means genitals and the stomach, belly and the genitals. He is a Shishnodara parayana. He is a slave of that. And that such person cannot get Krishna. So here, even though Sukadev Goswami has not underwent any kind of rituals, sannyas rituals, but he is called as Vidvat Sannyasi. Why? Because as soon as he entered into the assembly of greatly learned scholars, they all stood up. They all respected him. And our most revered Srila Gurudev used to say that everyone had given different opinions, karma, jnana, yoga, tapasya, this and that, so many, very, very stalwart, very, very old, veteran persons. They all gave different opinions. But when Sukadev Goswami told that you should perform Krishna Bhakti, not even a single person could challenge what he said. Because Guru Maharaj used to say, the aura behind the Sukadev Goswami was such that everyone was simply captivated by it. There was, a person, pure devotee, whenever he speaks, the person who is in front of him will be dumbfolded. Simply dumbfolded. He cannot speak anything against him. So here, Sukadev, because he is Brahman experienced, he is experienced in Brahman. So when he entered into the great assembly of greatly learned scholars, they themselves stood and respected him. Therefore, he is a Vidvat Sannyasi. Akumara Brati, right from the birth, he has taken the vow of, what kind of vow? Not eating, not drinking, not sleeping, no. Service to Supreme Lord. It's called Bhagavata Vrati. A person who has taken a vow of Bhagavat Dharma. Serving the Vishnu and the Vaishnavas is Bhagavat Dharma. So, Akumara Vrati, not that after a period of time he has started, like, we took birth and then we started our process. No. Right from his birth, he is Bhagavat Dharma Avalambi. He has followed the Bhagavat Dharma. Aprakrita Drishti Vishishta Chilayan. His sight was aprakrita, transcendental, not materialistic, mundane, with a discrimination or with a duality or with a sense of enjoyment. His sight was not such. Tahar paridheya vasan chilona. He was not wearing anything. Hridaye kamanar abhave bahya jagater kamopakaran tahar chitta akarshane samarth hoy nai. And even though, in this material world there are so many, places and sources of enjoyment. There are several sources of enjoyment available in this material world. But never was he, feeling any scarcity of any enjoyment in his heart that he used to get attached or attracted to anything. When do we feel attached or attracted to anything? When we feel that there is something scarce in me, I'm missing something. When we feel that, only then we run after these material things. I have not eaten nice food for a long time, let me go to Govinda's and eat nicely. When we feel that scarcity, right? Or I have not gone on picnic for so many days, let me have some, good eyesight, good, natural this thing. Not that they are not required. As long as we have this body, they are required. We should not become, completely, oh, from today onwards I leave everything. No. To practice renunciation also, it needs, it's a gradual process. It needs it needs mercy actually. It needs mercy. We cannot do anything by our own. So, because of any scarcity of a particular kind of enjoyment, like everyone looks for some sense enjoyment, he was not like that. Means he was, no material allurement was present in him. Not towards nothing he would get attracted. पार्थिव अधिष्ठाने स्त्री पुरुष भेद रूप हेयता उत्पादन करे. But as long as we maintain these material identities, then we see man, women, etc. But once we see on the platform of Atma, Atma is neither a man nor a woman. Atma is completely free from all these designations. Not Strilinga, not Punlinga, not Klivalinga. Atma is not masculine, feminine or transgender, nothing. Atma is beyond. The moment we say, any of these things, then it becomes material. Atma certainly is bhogya. He is an object of enjoyment by Supreme Lord. So, in one sense you can say, feminine, in one sense, but not the feminine thing of we are thinking in this material world. The feministic vision we have, not that kind of feminine. She is, Atma is, Supreme Lord is Purna Purusha, is an enjoyer, and Atma is to be enjoyed. So that is there in the enjoyed tattva, not to say in a feminine tattva or feminine thing, gender. So, as long as we bear these mundane identities, till the time we think that here is a man, here is a woman, and here is an animal, all these things. Advaya Jnane Vishayashrama Viveker Madhye Kono Prakar Anupadeyata Nai. But one who is completely fixed in Advaya Jnana, non-dual substance, Supreme Lord, a person where there is no duality. We are in this material world, there is duality because we are having material identification. But once we identify ourselves with the non-dual substance, Supreme Lord, how can there be any dualistic feeling at all? Heat or cold, good or bad, nice or not nice, these things will not be there. Everything is in connection with the Supreme Lord, non-dualistic. There is no dual mentality at all in such a place. So, such a misery or trouble due to some, duality is not present in the Supreme. Seijanno Hari Rasa Pramatta Krishna Sevonmukha Shuker Parahamsya Anusthane Bhogamaya Drishti Chilona. Therefore, Hari Rasa Pramatta, Sukadev Goswami, who is completely intoxicated in the mellows of Supreme Lord Hari. To such a person, and Krishna Sevonmukha, who is completely inclined towards the service of Supreme Lord Sri Krishna, Paramahamsa Anusthane Bhogamaya Drishti Chilona. In his Paramahamsa, in his state, as completely purified state, there is no, vision of duality. His sight was completely pure, free from any kinds of materialistic identifications. Pratyaksha Jnane Bhogigan Bhakter Vishaya Svikar Sandarshan Koriya Atmavat Mane Korai Tahader Bhakte Vivarta Buddhi Hoy. But materialistic people, as per their own materialistic experience, they think that the devotees are also like this. Because their experience is only limited to their own sense organs, they think that everyone is like me only. So they will not be able to understand the devotee's feeling. They think that it's illusion, it's false. It is there. The devotees are also enjoying from within, but they are falsely presenting that they are not enjoyers. Because in a human, this is very natural. People think like this because their experience does not allow them to accept something which is beyond their knowledge. They have no experience. Therefore, they don't think that there is an existence of such a thing also. So they think such a feeling of devotion or a devotee's feeling is illusion. It's not actually existing. But Sukadev Goswami, you can clearly see that he was established in such a state that his vision was so pure that these women, they could clearly understand that he has no such false intentions. Tahar phale aparad vyatito ar kichu labh hoina. When we try to judge a devotee based on our material experience, only it will lead to offenses to his lotus feet. If we try to judge a devotee by our material experiences, by our material knowledge, through material identities, then it will only lead to offenses at their feet. সেই জন্যই শ্রী রূপ গোস্বামী পাদ বলিয়াছেন দৃষ্টৈ স্বভাবজনিতৈর বপুষশ্চ দোষৈ ন প্রাকৃতত্বম হে ভক্তজনস্য পশ্যেত. That is why Rupa Goswami Pad has written in Upadeshamrita that whatever apparent faults that you may see in a Vaishnava, Drishtai, to sight he is not good or she is not good, black or white or some disease, extremely fat, extremely thin, all these Drishtai through sight. Swabhava janitai, through nature, one is very angry, one is, he or she does not take care of their own day-to-day necessities only, or some kind of, indifference to certain things, or very angry, not good to approach, all these, swabhava janitai, due to nature. But these kind of defects can never touch a devotee. Those who see devotees like this, oh, this devotee is very angry. If he is a very, very extremely, elevated Vaishnava, like Vrindavan Das Thakur, he is telling that I will kick on the head of a person who does not accept Nityananda Prabhu, a very angry person, very, very, impudent person. That he is wanting to kick on the head. But this is, it's not Swabhavajanita dosha per se, it's not a defect at all. But I am saying that, by seeing that if we think, oh, this Vaishnava is not good, then it is leading only to offense. So Prabhupada is saying here that we cannot judge a Vaishnava based on our material experiences and material calculations. Here Sukadev Goswami is completely beyond all these platforms. Katham alakshitah pauraihi संप्राप्तः कुरु जांगलान उन्मत्त मूक जड़ विद्वचरन गज साहवये. এই ভাবে সেই সুকদেব প্রথমে কুরু ও জাঙ্গল প্রদেশে ভ্রমণ করিয়াছিলেন. So in this manner he passed through Kuru and Jangala. Place is called Kuru and Jangala. তারপর হস্তিনাপুরে কখনো পাগলের ন্যায়, কখনো নির্বাক হইয়া, কখনো মূঢ়ের ন্যায় ভ্রমণ করিতেছিলেন. And then from there he came to Hastinapur. He went to Kuru, mane Kurukshetram, most probably, and other is Jangala Desha. And then after passing through these two, he has come to Hastinapur, where he was, in the Hastinapur is a proper indwelling place of, people. There he is, sometimes like a dumb man, sometimes like a madman, sometimes, like a crazy person, he is walking in Hastinapur. সেই হস্তিনাপুর বাসীগণ কি প্রকারে তাহাকে চিনিয়াছিল? So that Hastinapur devotees in Hastinapur, the people in Hastinapur, how could they understand him to be a devotee? Suta Goswami is asking all this, how could they understand him? Or whether they could understand him at all or not. That's what he is asking. Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur writes in the commentary, Kuru evam Jangala desho desh vishesher naam. So Kuru and Jangala, two different places. गजगाह्वये अर्थात गजेर सहित जाहार नाम सेखाने हस्तिनापुरे हस्ति नामक राजा से ही पुरी निर्माण करियाछिलेन बोलिया स्व नामे पुरीर नाम हस्तिनापुर. So in the main verse the word comes as gajasahvaye. Gaja means hasti, hasti means elephant, gaja means elephant, so another meaning is hasti. So Hastinapur, a king named by the name Hasti, he has, constructed this particular, town or a city. That's why it's called, it is named as Hastinapur. The king's name is Hasti, who has begun it, therefore Hastinapur. कथं वा पाण्डवेयस्य राजर्षुर्मुनिना सह संवादः समभूत्तात यत्रैषा सात्वती श्रुतिः हेतात किरूपैव एतादृशो भेदज्ञानरहित महामुनि शुकदेवेर सहित पाण्डववंशीय राजर्षि परीक्षितेर कथावार्ता हইল जे आलाप फले এই ভাগবতী সংহিতা প্রকটিত হয়েছিল. So Suta Goswami, Saunaka is continuing his question to Suta Goswami that how Sukadev Goswami, who is free from all discriminations, who has no one to converse with, he does not see anyone, he does not want to converse with anyone. How come he met Parikshit Maharaj, the descendant of Pandavas, and why did he talk to him in the first place? Because he is free from all dualities. He would not want to talk to anyone. He has no one of his or others, therefore why would he talk to anyone? So such a person who is free from all such dualities, why did he come in contact with Parikshit, and then why did this conversation take place between them? Because he told that Suta Goswami told that whatever Sukadev Goswami has spoken to Parikshit Maharaj, I was sitting in that assembly, I heard from him, and I will repeat to you whatever I heard from him or whatever I have understood from whatever I heard. So now the fundamental question is, Sukadev Goswami is free from all dualities. He does not have his or his own persons to talk with, converse with. He is free from all these things. He is Brahmagya, he is completely fixed in Brahman. On the other hand, he is a Raja, Parikshit, he is a king. Therefore, how did they meet in the first place? Why did this conversation take place? And due to which, a result of which, today we have Bhagavati Sanghita. We have this great compilation, Srimad Bhagavatam. If they had not discussed on that day, we would not have got this Srimad Bhagavatam. We have got this Srimad Bhagavatam because of this, but then why did he meet him? And why did this conversation take place? Please tell me in detail. Shri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, time is up. Shri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur writes in the commentary, पांडवेयस्य अर्थात पांडु वंशोद्भूत परीक्षितेर मुनि सुखदेवेर सहित श्रुति बोलिते संहिता. So why did this discussion happen between the two, and by which this particular scripture has come into existence? Now Srila Prabhupada writes in the commentary, Satvati Shruti Srimad Bhagavata Grantha Paramahamsi Sanghita सात्वत संहिता वैयासिकी व शुक गीता ब्रह्मसूत्र भाष्य व सात्वती श्रुति नामेव कथित है. These are all the names of Srimad Bhagavat. Satvati Shruti. Satvati Shruti. Satvata means Scriptures are of different kinds. Satvata means, Pranam Maharaj. Satvata scriptures means those who are situated in pure goodness. Means there are scriptures in mode of passion, mode of ignorance, mode of goodness also. But Satvati Shruti or Satvati scriptures means those scriptures that are there in the pure goodness. That they don't speak about worship in the mode of lower modes of goodness or passion or ignorance. So therefore, Satvata Sanghita, it is Srimad Bhagavata is called as Satvata Sanghita, Vaiyasaki or Shuka Gita, Vaiyasaki Gita or Shuka Gita, or Brahma Sutra Bhashya is a natural commentary to the Brahma Sutras. And Satvati Shruti, it's also called as Satvati Shruti. Shruti means that has come through the knowledge through ears. जे रूप महाभारतेर अंतर्गत भगवद गीता के गीतोपनिषद बोला है, तद्रूप श्रीमद् भागवतो भागवतोपनिषद नामे उक्त है. In Mahabharat, Gitopanishad, Bhagavad Gita is called as Gitopanishad. In a similar manner, Srimad Bhagavat is also called as Bhagavatopanishad. This is also one of the Upanishads, Bhagavatopanishad. These are the different names that Prabhupada is telling that Srimad Bhagavat has got. So we'll stop here, continue tomorrow. कल नरोत्तम ठाकुर जी
जो भी क्वेश्चन पूछा कि क्यों उन्हीं को ही सिलेक्ट किया, वो अभी कल
देखो कब आएगा, देखना पड़ेगा मुझे अभी. You have to stay here for a long time to get answers to these questions. वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. श्री श्री गुरु गौरांग गांधर्विका गिरिधारी श्री श्री राधा मदन मोहन पंचतत्वात्मक श्री गौर हरि की जय. परमाराधितम पतित पावन स्तोत्र सत श्री श्रीमद् भक्ति वल्लभ तीर्थ गोस्वामी श्री गुरु महाराज की जय. नित्य लीला प्रविष्टोम विष्णुपाद स्तोत्र सत श्री श्रीमद् भक्ति दयित माधव गोस्वामी महाराज की जय. जगत गुरु श्री भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी ठाकुर प्रभुपाद की जय. श्री श्री रूपानुग गुरु वर्ग की जय. श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि श्री गौर भक्त वृंद की जय. श्री श्री गुरु गौरांग श्री श्री राधा मदन मोहन जू की जय. पंचतत्वात्मक श्री गौर हरि की जय. श्री श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवत महापुराण की जय. श्री कृष्ण द्वैपायन वेदव्यास महामुनि की जय. श्रीमद् भागवत श्रवणकारी भक्त वृंद की जय. निताई गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल.